Hey everyone, thanks for watching the video. This is the first video of Arakian. Technically it's the third dev diary, but the first two were 2 years ago. They were 2.5 years ago. They were for the prototype. This is the actual alpha. We are releasing it to Kickstarter backers over the next 2 weeks, 2 to 3 weeks, and everybody else will have access to purchase it in about 2 to 3 months. It's being developed by myself and Andrew Mill. The music for the game was done by Mike Scalandius. So we're going to go ahead and start a new game. And as you can see, we have our party of 3. We have a sapling monk, a human warrior, and a Yen ether mage. Now we have a lot of content done for the character customization. Unfortunately, it's not going to be in the initial alpha, but it will be in the next probably 2 to 3 weeks, I'd say. That way you'll be able to add traits and customize your character's facial appearance and all of that stuff. So going over this, obviously you can currently pick your race, you can currently pick your profession. We'll be removing Torty and Satyr from the alpha. These are currently in testing for us, but it won't be in there for the alpha. Well, I should say it's not in there in the alpha build. We have 2 separate builds. Over here on the right side, you can see the character window. Obviously, human warrior. This goes over the skills, weapon. Doesn't need to be updated, but melee weapon and ranged weapon, and then the amount of energy. Warrior has 4 energy. You're going to see a monk has 6. Now, instead of having a stat like strength and dexterity and those particular stats, what we actually have is we have weapon power, skill power, endurance, and nimbleness. Now you can highlight any of these to see what they do. This obviously how much punishment your character can dish out in physical attacks. So a warrior is going to obviously be high in weapon power, high in endurance, lower in nimbleness, and low in skill power. The skill power orb is for something's going wrong. You should have a lot of skill power. So instead of having strength 37, dexterity 54, you just look at the orb and you can say, okay, well my character's really strong in weapon power, etc. Instead of having to go in there and micromanage stats. Now, another thing of note here, obviously, as we scroll around, the characters and stats change. Monk, a lot less weapon power, about the same endurance, about the same nimbleness. You should have more nimbleness. I'm not sure what's up with that. And then a lot more skill power, because the monk is a party. Basically, it's a balance. It can do damage, it can heal the party, it has to be able to do a little bit of everything, and that's what the monk's there for. It's a great test character. When you first play it, I would suggest playing with a monk. As we obviously you can change the name of someone's name here to whatever. So zoom out here, go ahead and name our party and start the game. Now as we start here, there's a couple things to quickly note. Up here is the secondary UI. Obviously we see how many rations and potions we have. These are both important in journeying through the game. Rations are used to, obviously, as food. If your character gets hungry, they get weaker. As they get hungrier, they get weaker. So whenever your character's hungry, make sure you feed them. It's pretty easy. You just come down here and you click on a button. Up here also, this is inventory. This will be map. We currently are redoing the map, so this isn't going to be available. This is the party light. Turn it off and on. It's basically like a little magical light. It helps you out through dungeons, but it is limited. It does run out and it takes forever to recharge, so use it sparingly once you get into the dungeons. This is the character window that we've already looked over, and obviously as we change character, it changes the window. And then this one's going to be the journal, which that one's also not implemented just yet. We have the fundamentals implemented, but we don't have the graphics done for it, so you'll be having that shortly after you get it as well, if it's not already there. Now, as we first look around, we can see a lot of interactables just here alone. These mushrooms are, this torch is, this boulder's interactable. Everything in the world is, you're going to see a lot of interactables in the world. And obviously there's a treasure chest over here. You can figure out how to get there yourself. So it's pretty easy to interact with something. Just go up and click on it for for simple stuff like this, and we receive 3 rations of food. We now have 7 rations instead of 3. Typical human, you have to feed 3 times every 48 minutes, so about every 12 minutes or so, every 16 minutes. You need to feed them, and you click on the torch. Torch goes off and on. Eventually, you'll be able to steal some of the energy from the torches and put it in your magical light. That way, when you get to the deeper dungeons, you can sort of manage which torches you want on and which torches you don't want on. Right at the moment, however, you just toggle them off and on. Now, another aspect of the game, and you're going to see this a lot more later, and I'll get into this more as we go on and as we have more videos, are events. So this was our first test event, so I've simply left it in there as sort of a fun thing. So you come across, and then you see what's happening here, and then who will attempt this feat. So this particular one is dexterity. Obviously, the correct graphics are not in there, but let's just have him do it. He's dexterous. That should say nimbleness, by the way. That's just a mistake in the naming schema. So, as we are getting pounded by this character, there's another thing I want to talk about here, and that's health. Again, keeping in line with the not showing stats for everything. Health, you see a general, my character is this healthy, and this is actually a really good spot to have this. I'm going to go ahead and kill him so we don't get any deader. Okay, so... tooltip. Okay, so if we look down here, we see the yin has an orange color right now to their health bar. The human has the yellow, and the sapling has the green. So green means extremely healthy. Yellow means mostly healthy. Orange, you're starting to die. Red, you're close to death. Blue is unconscious once you see that, and then black is just straight dead. And I'll let a character die, and the next person we face, you can see how that ends up happening. So keep an eye on the colors down here. Make sure that your characters are healthy. Make sure that if you have a monkey helm. And that's one big aspect of the game, is there's not a lot apart from the alpha. Obviously, we heal your character a lot in this because we're testing, but as you go through the game, you're going to get less and less opportunities to naturally heal your character or have energy in your party. So you want to make sure you manage that well, and you don't expend all your, say, healer's energy on trying to kill an enemy when you really shouldn't, and that person needs to save that energy for healing. Because, as you can see, instead of having, as you can't see because I'm broken, instead of having 76 energy and the heal spell costs 15, you just have energy buffs. So a heal spell costs 1 buff, any skill costs 1 buff, some cost 2 as you upgrade them, but for starting, all skills cost 1 buff. And this a monk starts with, I believe, 6, a warrior starts with 4, and an ether mage starts with 7. So you need to manage that well, because you might not get a refill for 30 or 40 minutes, so that has to be able to last a long time. And again, as we look through here, we can see we got a couple pieces of warrior and a king's coin, or emperor's coin, sorry, over here. Emperor's coins are used in the town, not used yet in the alpha. The ore is used for equipment forging. Another set of mushrooms down there. And then you're going to see a lot of things like this in the game. Now there's 2 ways to basically do Arakian up to the town. At the town, it's open world. You explore as you will. But up to the town, there's 2 ways to do it. You can never come back to these areas. So this first area, you can't come back to. Now, you can either decide to explore this cave and get whatever's in it, or you can decide to skip it. Now, personally, if it's me, I explore everything. That's just who I am. But I know some people don't want to do the side thing, so I'm just going to come over here and skip it. I'm going to go ahead and stop the video here. I'll try to make a video every week, or keep in updates every week, now that the game's much closer to release. Thanks for watching, everybody, and to Kickstarter backers, look for a message from me in the next week or sooner. We're rolling it out based off tier, and everybody else, hopefully you enjoyed the video, and I can't wait to get everybody in game.